Another little clue I'm going to give you. This one is IOC. It is Inter-Oil energy stock, obviously. We're still on a 1-minute chart. I'm going to switch here to a 2-minute chart, but you get the idea. It's dropping here. Let me pull up a 2-minute chart here. Okay. I do that a lot, by the way, on the Lightning. Use a 2-minute chart for stocks. Really effective. Very, very effective. Okay, let me just show you something. So we've got an opening. It's dropping here, but here's something interesting. This is today's chart, right? Now let's slide over to yesterday. You're going to find the same kind of things were happening. $90 to 87. There's $3 there. Would you have made that? No. You could have made $1.75. But let's look at, it's very volatile. That's my whole point. My point is, when a stock moves one day, you'll tend to see it move again the next day. And I got a couple really doozers for you to show you that. Okay, let me pull up SPEX, which you guys know was really good. Let's pull it. Very volatile. Even today, let's go back to 1 minute. Let me go to the opening today. There's that drop and pop, which I've done very well over a long period of time. This pattern is excellent. And again, you'll probably even be able to be similar to Ed. You know, I've seen quite a few guys come in quite a bit earlier than the lightning signal is. So it's that's fine. But you'll find, let's move back to the next previous day. Let me pull up. Okay, here, look at this guy. Look at the opening yesterday. $19, peaked out at 26 and a quarter. Now that's some serious bucks. I think that's about 40% if I've got my math right. That's 35 to 40%. Very rare. That happens maybe a few times a year. It just happens that there's several stocks in the last week or so that happens. So maybe it all happened this last week. It just doesn't happen much. But good signal at the top. There's that pink one. That's that lime green and that hot pink was my attempt to get the closest to the top and closest to the bottom. So it's an additional signal, and you'll see a different coloring, and that's the purpose of that. So going back to that basketball, when you see a volatile stock like this, it's pretty good chance it's going to do that again, which it did again today. So this is yesterday's chart, and we come over to today's. Look at this drop, 23 to 18. Now I'll just tell you this. That's 5 divided by 18. That's about 25% drop. And you got about a 22% rebound. So my question to you is, do you guys think you can make some money in these kind of trades with this kind of tool? I would say you should. And you will if you learn it. Okay, let's go to some, this was a crazy stock here. And it started a couple days ago. I'm going to go back. Let me change this to a 2-minute chart. And this is SR, Standard Register. This is today. So let's look at the opening today at 6:30 Pacific time, and we're out of Oregon. The price is $14.15. Pre-market was a little lower, but let's say $14.15. We go up as high as $15.30. Of course, we wouldn't have got it. We probably would have gotten filled somewhere around under 15. But still, 70 cents on a $14 stock is 5%. And remember I said to you, your goal is between 1 and 3% on these scalps. Get several of those a day. And this number, which I saved for you, this survey that you had here, right in here, that 650 or 700, as I was estimating, is probably the average goal for you guys. That gets accomplished real fast when you learn to manage, when you learn to trade and use this tool. Now, just to answer the question that may be going in your head, well, you can put a whole bunch of money in this. Well, you shouldn't do that because you don't know it's going to run that way. You got to play the odds, and the odds are that most of these work out. But you shouldn't be putting a lot of money on one trade because your emotions are going to go out of kilter and you won't be able to handle it when you say it goes against you 15 cents and you start freaking out. Now, 15 cents on a stock is not very much, but since your emotions get amplified by when you get leveraged, you can't think right, okay? You can't think straight. Now, I've never done that, but I've heard some of you guys do. Just kidding. Anything you've done, I've done a lot. So, okay, now, I said SR today. Let's look at, what do we say that number was, 5%? Okay, let's back up what SR did yesterday. And that was what time yesterday at 11 o'clock. This stock goes from out of the blue, probably some news. It doesn't really matter. These are 2-minute candles, by the way. We're not talking, this is a lot of time. So 1340 to 1560, another good move. I'll do the math for you. That's probably about 12 to 13% move. That's a $2.20. So, no, that's more than 15%. Okay, but that's not the big move on SR. Let's move SR here. There's another one. Okay, so yesterday was even better than today. But the real big day, I think, was the day before, wasn't it, Ed? Yeah, there's that monster. Just a monster. You're only interested in the opening price. Let me move to this to a 1-minute chart. Okay, I'm going to slide. Excuse me for changing this chart around, but I want to show you something. No, that wasn't it. Where's that big one? There it is. Okay. Okay, so look at the bottom on my candle. The time is 6:31. It opened here at under $13, goes to $17. There was a bigger day on this, wasn't there, Ed? I think it was even the day before. Yeah, there was a bigger day than this. It was, let me show you how to get more days history on this. Right-click on the chart on a NinjaTrader chart, data series. And, that's why I only have 5 days on here, so let's put in 30 days. That's a lot of history, so maybe not. How about 20 days? Let me see if I can. There was a day that this one was. This is the monster trade of the year, I think, on a day trade. Maybe day. One of you guys can help. Okay, here it is. Here it is. This stock was $3 on the August 1st, and the end of that day, it went up to 16, didn't it? Oh, it was 16. Yeah, there we go. Kept going up. There we go. Goes to 16. Now this is a 1-minute chart. What I try to do on these ones that are really moving a lot, I usually use a 2-minute chart, and it smooths out a chart, fewer signals, and I'm going to see what that looked like. Well, we're on a pretty darn big uptrend. That's just very unusual to see $3 to 16 the same day.